Broadcasting live from the Complete College Prospect Studio in Sin City. Heard around the world, discussing everything that is high school sports, music, fashion, food, ratings, and of course, coaching. And the people you came to see, the athletes. This is the Who's Up Next podcast with your hosts, JR and Rob.
Hey, how's everybody doing? It's your boy, the big fella JR. You know what it is.
What's going on, everyone? Big Rob, aka the Candy Man. Let's go.
Hey, it's gonna be an interesting show. Y'all gonna have to bear with us. We've been moving some stuff around technically up in this joint, just to get you guys a better sound, a better, experience with us. A lot of news to get to today. Big changes in the standings when it comes to high school football in the country. Big standings in some of the stuff that's going on here in the Valley. Big changes in the standings here in the Valley. Yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, let's go. What we got up first there, producer?
We will get into the Who's Up, Feel Up, so we'll roll the clip.
All right.
All right, we're going Who's Up, Feel Up. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? So we're going to get this thing a shot. So what is it called exactly?
So people were calling it like a tortilla egg bake. So basically what it is, you put a tortilla in like a little container that's safe to go into the oven.
Okay.
And you scramble some eggs. You could put bacon, vegetables, anything you want in there really. So it's kind of like a baked omelet in a baked omelet bowl.
But it's not like quiche. I hate quiche.
No, it's not like quiche.
Okay. All right.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, man.
All right, I'm ready to try this thing. A little
Let's go.
hungry today. Here's my tortilla.
Wait, is that paper towel?
No, it's because it's condensation and then when it was hot.
Okay.
I like the fact that I can just hold it with one hand type of thing.
So basically on TikTok, this girl, as well as mom, she actually posted it saying that she feeds this to her son the morning of a game day for breakfast.
Yeah.
Because it has carbs in it and then protein in it, all that.
Okay. I mean, I can see that.
Yeah.
I definitely have to spice mine up.
Here's sriracha right here.
Hit it with the sriracha. Let's see what we're talking about.
Let's go. Let's see what's up.
That's why I put it there. Because I was like, oh, I know. I would like some Cholula or some sriracha on it.
Yeah, let's
Spice it up.
Yeah, let's see what we got going with that.
Oh, I gave him a little bit, just a little bit.
It smells hot though, bro.
It's sriracha. It ain't that hot.
He needs water into this.
It's definitely a lot better with the hot sauce.
Hold on. I thought I said it wasn't hot.
Sorry, I like hot food. This ain't that hot. It's just sriracha. You know what I'm saying? It's like a sweet chili sauce to me. But
No, it's hot.
my bad. The big fella don't eat hot food, y'all. And
oatmeal.
I basically gave him a tablespoon on his little omelet thing here.
I might actually need water, man.
Hey, so last week he almost threw that stuff up. We had to go to commercial break. We might need to go to commercial break just to get some water in.
Yeah. No, that
Man.
it's good. It's just like the sriracha is too hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. No.
All right. So
To your rescue.
Thank you.
what I would love about this is that you can go ahead and stick your vegetables in here if that's what you want. Keep it simple and just put like spinach because you don't really have to cook that up. I mean, I think peppers.
Oh no,
Just
that'll
peppers
give
in
it
here,
some
you might have to
flavor.
stir fry it a little bit. I'm not mad at it. I like it. I think depending on how you elevate this will depend on the official rating. But just getting this rating right now, I'm going to say it's a regular. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely edible. It's definitely easy to make. Kids can do it in the dorms. I'm pretty sure you can microwave this if you think about it. You cook it on a lower setting and it kind of steams in there.
Yeah. No, I'm
but
not.
you won't get the crispiness of the
Tortilla.
Of the tortilla. So it might have to go in the air fryer.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not mad at it at all. I'm with you. I think regular for sure. No sriracha, little picante or something maybe. You know what I'm saying? Something a little more reasonable. You know, but yeah, no, I like it. Let's go regular. Let's go regular. I think regular does it justice.
Something easy to do.
Yeah.
I think we can definitely get a mid-grade. Throw some other things in there.
Yeah. Well, some veggies definitely would have like been on point, like say a little pepper, a little something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm not mad at that at all. I'm definitely not mad at that.
So yeah, I bet you anything we can take this to a dessert level too, if you really wanted to make it something sweet.
Yeah, but not before game. You know what I'm saying? It's the fuel up.
Yeah, I guess it just depends. It's the candy man.
I
Sweets will
get it.
fueled up no matter what.
I get it. Trust me, I get it. No. Great little quick recipe for you college guys in dorms. Definitely something that's gonna work.
Yeah.
Night before, you can prep it night before, right?
Mhm,
So
yeah,
definitely.
The lady was saying that you can prep it the night before and then microwave it.
Okay, so definitely something that you can do as a meal prep as well. Have it ready to go. It looks like it would probably last a couple days if you needed it to. So
Yeah.
definitely, I go with regular for the things that you get in it, the protein, not a lot of carbs, things like that, and just the ease of. It gotta go. No, let's go mid grade. Mid grade, just because of the ease of access.
The easeability?
Yeah, like the ability to do it. I mean, if you had a 10-year-old that you taught to do this, easily going in there making this with no problem, not burning down the house.
Definitely.
So let's go mid grade.
What I would do is just to make this kind of easier so that you can just kind of get it and go type of thing. I definitely think that you can prep this ahead of time.
Yeah.
But instead of baking it, you can actually cook everything separate, roll them up into a burrito, and then you kind of pan fry the burrito a little bit, and then you can freeze it. And it's basically a breakfast chimichanga. You throw that thing in the microwave for about a minute once after it's frozen.
But
You know what I'm saying?
nobody
You can eat
has
that every
that. Nobody has that in their dorm room. And no, high school kids. Like, I'm not trying to say anything about y'all, but y'all not chefs.
You're not chefs, man, but hey, maybe one day we can come up with some little easy things that you can get that you can cook with in your dorm room at any time. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
Make a little griddle. You can do a griddle. You can steam on the griddle. You can do all kinds of stuff on the griddle. You just got to be
talented.
You just got to know how to handle it.
I don't know. There's this one person on TikTok that has these small things that you can make in the dorm.
Yeah.
But she's like making like gourmet. She made beef Wellington in her dorm.
Yeah, I
but
saw that.
But come on, that's somebody that their parents taught them how to cook and they wanted to learn how to cook so they can make stuff. But most kids today couldn't go in there and make ramen noodles. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just being honest.
If you can't make ramen noodles, you crazy.
Yeah, hey, I'm just saying, some
microwave.
kids don't cook anything. You know, I mean, I'm not going. It goes for both men and women.
Yeah.
You know, in today's society, nobody learns how to cook. Everybody's about fast food or going out to eat or doing whatever.
Yeah.
So most of these kids don't actually know how to do these things. So we want to keep it quick and easy. And I think the original recipe, as far as the ease of cooking it and getting it ready and having something that you know, maybe you and your roommate can throw together, good on the way to practice.
Sure.
I think it works. I think it works for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. What we got next?
Let's go.
So next we have the WTF.
WTF? What we got?
Equipment fails.
Equipment fails.
Man,
Actually, we've been meaning to talk about this for a few weeks. There's been so much going on, so much growth within the companies and things like that. So We haven't had a chance to talk about it. Let us preface this by saying we are not bashing any. No, that's not true. We are going to bash one company. We're not bashing every company. For the most part, and today we're only talking about football equipment. We will eventually be talking about volleyball equipment when it comes to like balls and shoes and things like that, soccer, baseball, all of that, as we figure out which brands are better brands to use and which ones you shouldn't. But for today, we're going to be talking about football as a whole. The major manufacturers are Schutt, Rydell, Zenith has kind of come on the map. And then there's this new company out there. You got X-Tech. Which is an NFL company that produces a pretty high quality gear. And then you have a company that has created something called the Light Helmet. You can tell by me placing them at the end that the company that we will be bashing is definitely Light Helmet. I feel,
Light Helmet.
You know what I'm saying? I feel extremely comfortable in saying that it is probably the most dangerous helmet that I've ever seen in my life. And if the company doesn't like it, I don't know what to tell you. They left a couple at a high school. I'm sure that the coaches are going to be happy about us saying something about it. I almost allowed my son to wear it. Because the coach thought that the helmets are extremely light, so that part fits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the foam padding on the inside leaves something to be desired. And I definitely, when my son brought it out to me, I had to take a look at it and make a decision. And because every year he gets really nice helmets. One thing that his grandfather is adamant about is his head protection. And so that's he always has great helmets. And this year the coach wanted him to give the Light Helmet a chance. And my son brought it out to me to take a look at it. When I looked at it, I was like, yo, that not even a chance.
Yeah.
Not even a chance. It is the craziest, uncomfortable thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And
so just to put it in perspective for anyone out there that's thinking that they want a little bit more information on this helmet. So the helmet shell is pretty much the same as every helmet shell.
Yes.
The inside is this solid piece of foam that's formed to the helmet itself.
But it's hard.
It's hard. And it has a little bit of padding on the inside, which doesn't do much. And what I can describe this helmet as is think about a bicycle helmet that has that formed hard foam on the inside.
Yeah.
It's the same thing on that helmet. And so what I think, when you get hit with something, the impact,
there's no give.
I don't feel like there's a give in there.
Yeah, there's no give.
You have any kind of cushion. The padding on the inside is very minimal. So I would definitely not recommend it. I know they said it was like military grade. Virginia Tech is probably using this helmets because they're all over their website talking about it's a 5-star rating. 5-star helmet rating based on lightness. Hey, you beat everybody out there. It is definitely the lightest helmet out there.
But I don't think that whether I myself, I deal with kids. Whether they're doing BMX, I have a racer that I train. He's out racing right now this weekend. I wouldn't recommend this for him.
No.
I don't think that this helmet is one that because they do tend to make the helmet where it could do other things. I didn't like the protection. Of course, everything is you see it through your own eyes. So I would recommend that everybody don't just base whether you get it or not on us. Take a look at it yourself. See how your kid feels about it. Myself personally, I just know that to me, it wasn't a safe helmet.
Yeah.
But I'm not against people doing what you have to do, what you think is best for yours. And if you're the athlete, you definitely have to do what you think is best for your own safety. Like I said, for me personally, I just didn't feel like it was a great helmet. But we're not gonna bash them a lot. That's enough on them.
Yeah.
When it comes to the other three, Schutt, Rydell, and Zenith, we've used all of them over the years. I've had kids that I either coach or my own son has used. He's used them all. So realistically, they're similar. The Speed Flex definitely is great. The 7, great. Zenith is just an all-around solid helmet. It's just heavy.
Yeah,
You know
I think it's
what I'm
kind of heavy. But
It's on the
kinda
heavy
cool.
side.
You know, and then they got that new company out. Is it Vistus or
They're almost out of business now, though.
are they?
Yeah, they came around. The helmets were solid, but that's why they bring them up because they're on the cusp of not being a company.
Kind of
So-
cool looking helmets though.
Yeah, great. Yeah, absolutely. But I definitely don't. They really don't fit this conversation. But when it comes to Shut, Zenith, and Rydell, you almost can't go wrong. It just depends on what you like and comfortability.
Yeah, your preference.
So as far as helmets go, really, we just wanted to talk about keeping people away from the light helmet. But again, it's up to it's discretionary. You know, it's if you like it, do it. If you don't, whatever. You know.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to shoulder pads, it's Rydell, Shut, X-Tech. You do have, you know what? I'm not even going to name the off brands because they're there. They're cheap. You could get them at your local Walmart or I don't even think Kmart exists anymore, but you get them at Walmart. I don't know if Target sells them, but you could get them locally. We don't need to talk about those. You know what you're getting.
Yeah.
You know, if
Get
you're,
what you pay for.
yeah, you get what you pay for. Myself personally, I do want to say whether that, like for us, X-Tech is second to none. One, it's built and custom made to your athlete. They are expensive. It's NFL grade, and it has a lot of flex. Again, my son's grandfather is extremely serious about this dude's protection, and so it's one of those things where it's always going to be top of the line stuff. X-Tech is a really good brand, but I'm not against. I actually think that Rydell makes
some
a
good pads.
great pad at every level, though.
Yeah.
That like Shut makes a terrible youth pad,
Yeah.
but they make a good high school pad, college pad.
Yeah.
But I think Rydell, hands down, locks it down
For everything.
For every level.
It can almost be your one-stop shop,
Right.
for sports equipment.
Yeah, I think that they keep it very like in the quality. There's not a huge drop off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like because with Zenith, they make shoulder pads as well, but there's kind of a drop off between youth and then varsity
Sure.
for the older adults and high school
And the
players.
price is different too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
As where Rydell is kind of just there,
Pretty
bro.
much the same price all the way around.
Yeah.
It fluctuates because of the size
Yeah.
and the type of pads that you have. But other than that, it's very good quality stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
so shoulder pad perspective, whether you youth, high school, collegiate, I mean, you're gonna get your stuff paid for in college anyway. But youth and high school, I can tell you right now, I think Rydell is gonna have you covered from top to bottom. If you want to pay that, and when I say it's a huge difference, if you want to go up to X-Tech, there's second to none. You gonna have to send in your sizes and everything. They're gonna custom it to you. It's built to grow with you, but that price difference is going to be significant.
Yeah.
But you pay, you get what you pay for. So, but with helmets, I'm definitely, man, helmets. You gonna have to just make your pick. Stay away from the light helmet, but you have to make your pick.
Yeah.
Shoulder pads, Rydell, hands down. When it comes to every reasonably priced, great quality on every level. X-Tech, high end, great quality, unbeatable. Everybody else is kind of whatever. I would say now we need to talk about cleats. That was another thing that made this thing happen. I don't know if you guys out there have run into this problem, but cleats in the valley have been melting for some reason lately.
Yeah.
Like the bottoms have been melting on tons of athletes' cleats, and we were curious about if your athlete was having that problem. We definitely love to hear from you in the comments because it's actually, it can be dangerous.
Yeah.
If, when the bottoms of the cleats melt, then it can allow you to twist ankles, tear up MCLs, ACLs, things like that. I know growing up, we never had that problem.
No, and what I think it is that we're using turf, and when you use turf, it's so hard to cool that turf down.
Right.
In most places, if you're smart about it, you're going to water down your turf to kind of cool it down, because when it's just sitting there absorbing the heat, it's kind of like sitting in a car.
Yeah.
It just constantly gets hotter and hotter and hotter. So Nevada, definitely we have an issue nowadays. Just for my son, we bought him just for this season 5 different pairs of cleats.
I know, right?
And you could probably say the same thing
Yeah.
for his son. And I've been looking around the nation and trying to see who else is having these problems. It's going to be your majority of your hot places. Texas is definitely having a lot of issues when it comes to the melting of the cleats. And I don't know, man. I think we should just raise some awareness out there that these cleats, you're going to have different ones for practice, different ones for game. But maybe somebody out there just needs to be smart enough and come up with a design where these cleats aren't melting. Because, on the bottom of your cleats, it's kind of plastic, and then it just kind of separates from the shoe.
Right.
And in turn, it's going to lead to an injury if not taken care of properly.
Yeah. But if somebody can invent something, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, that'd be
But
awesome.
parents, don't get mad at your kids, because I'm not gonna lie. I was like, yo, why do you still need another pair of cleats? We done bought you some. Your grandparents done bought you some. Like, what are we doing out here?
Yeah.
But it wasn't his fault. It was legitimately, it's the turf.
It's the turf. It's the
It's
heat.
definitely the turf. And
It's the heat.
I know you guys are probably thinking like the NFL and college doesn't have these problems. One, the NFL plays on grass. That they're not messing with
They
turf.
do got turf, but
I
they
mean,
take
they
care of it,
do.
you know what I mean?
But it's not most teams are playing on grass. You know what I'm saying? Like they just are. And so the majority of the time you don't have and you don't.
Yeah.
So you don't have that constant heat.
Yeah.
Because I know at our son's practice, there was definitely like the trainer had to come out and he's always tracking the temperature of the turf.
Yeah.
Because no matter how hot it is outside, the turf is like way hotter.
Way hotter.
And
way
so,
hotter.
they're trying to stop kids from just getting burns on the turf when they go down.
Yeah.
And so that constant heat, there is just a huge difference between turf and grass.
Yeah.
They're-
And what I would say is just my recommendation coming from a parent, the athletes in high school, they just have to be educated. Don't leave your cleats laying out in the middle of the sun, especially during practice. Don't leave your slippers. I mean, we had our rubber slippers.
I've seen some people's
and
slippers.
Our slippers have morphed into something crazy.
Yeah.
And so pros, college, you're not going to have those issues because one, you're switching up gear all the time.
Yep.
There's never an area outside where you just leave your gear because that's what the locker room is for. High school sports is a little bit different. A lot of people have to just leave their stuff out and about because the schools just don't have money. So when you leave your stuff out, especially in the sun, something's going to happen. It's going to melt. It's going to get crazy, deformed. So just my advice, just keep your stuff always put into a bag. Don't just take off your flip-flops or your slides and just leave them on the turf because they're probably going to get affected. And that's the same thing when it comes to the cleats.
Yeah.
And I would just say, hey, have some game cleats, have some practice cleats.
Yeah.
Right? Swap them in and out
Swap
every other
them in
day.
and
That
out.
way it's not getting that, constant heat every single day. I mean, I know here in the Valley, the kids try to stay away from black cleats because during the summer and during the beginning of the season, those cleats absorb so much heat because they're black.
Yeah.
Looks good,
Yeah.
definitely doesn't feel good.
No, I mean, again, we ain't gonna harp on the subject, but yes, as far as equipment, we were just curious about if anybody else was out there having that problem in other states. He definitely went out and did the research. It's definitely a concern in a lot of places, and there just has to be something. I mean, essentially, it's almost like a defect on purpose, so that we'll end up paying more money for the
Paying more
cleats.
money for cleats.
Yeah. But we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
All
it.
right.
What we got next?
Gotta pay the bills.
Time to pay the bills.
Are you a college-ready athlete? Complete College Prospects. Our 5C ranking system verifies it for any college sports program. 5C athletes stand out because they are coachable, involved in their community, hold themselves to a higher standard of commitment, always working to perfect their capabilities. All of these things result in a 5C complete prospect. You are a great athlete and rated by some of the best. Complete the package. Become a 5-star 5C athlete. Show coaches you are truly the complete package for day one. You have what it takes to be a complete college prospect. Will it be you?
Oh,
Oh, y'all just came back to me.
Yeah.
Changing the tire.
me.
No ad bumper, no nothing. All right, they're trying to catch the big fella. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta catch him slipping.
No, it's all right. It's all right. All right, what we got next?
We have our first interview.
Oh, cool. So, hey, we've been trying to get this coach on. How you doing?
What's going on?
For a minute. This is Coach Mike Ovens out of Silverado High School here in the Valley. Definitely happy to have him, and let's get to it. Listen.
Thanks for having me.
How you doing, Coach?
I'm great. How are you guys? Thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. I guess the first thing we would have to say is, how do you guys like it up there with the big dogs?
It's been a tough year, for sure. It's been a grind. We have one of the, I guess, the second smallest enrollment public schools in the city. So we're fighting that a little bit. We're fighting, to keep guys eligible and out, in the 4A the last 2 years, we were able to compete a little bit better, have a few more guys on the roster, but we also graduated 32 and 35 seniors those 2 years back to back. So we had a lot of turnover. We had a lot of turnover this year. We had a lot of kids that didn't get to play varsity football that are experiencing what that's like. Some that were juniors are now seniors, and some that were sophomores who are now juniors. So they're learning on the fly. But it's been a tough year. It's been a grind. We have Liberty next week in the first round of the playoffs, so we'll see what happens.
I mean, I feel for you guys. Liberty's a tough team. I know with the new way that everything is set up here in the Valley, each year it's bottom two team. Well, in your division, nobody can move up, but the bottom two teams end up moving back down, right?
Correct. We're moving down next year with Shadow Ridge. Coronado is going to stay up. I'm not sure how the bottom or the top half of the next division works, but I know there'll be two teams moving up from that. And I think possibly one of them could be Basic, could be Foothill. It just depends on the numbers and, is there a tiebreaker? Do we have to go to points? Stuff like that. So I'm not sure exactly who moves up, but I know as far as moving down, that ticket's already been punched. We're going back down, and so is Shadow Ridge.
I thought Shadow Ridge had a pretty decent season, and they still ended up moving down, huh?
Yeah, they've had a good year, but Coronado beat them. So with the placement of records, it goes off the records. It doesn't go by the playoffs. It goes by how you do in division. So according to where everybody lines up at the end of the year, last week was our last regular season game. We're the bottom two, so I guess we're going down.
I mean, that's definitely a rough one. I know in a lot of states, they tend to allow it to be a couple years just to see how everything kind of shakes out before they end up moving people up and down. I mean, how do you feel about that situation?
I think it's a hard one to gauge because I think, obviously speaking for us, we wish we could have stayed down yet another year. I don't know if enrollment should play a factor. There's been a ton of debate on the number of students per enrollment. I know that almost every school that we play in our division, maybe outside of Desert Pines, I'm not sure, but almost every other school is over 3,000. And like I said, we're at about 1,900 for enrollment. So I think that plays a factor. I don't know. I guess a 2-year deal would seem like it would give enough information to make the move up or down. And I think originally that was talked about, but I think they went to just the 1-year system to make sure that there was some parity going on.
I guess, there's no reason to talk about the system. You know how that goes. The system's going to be the system. Talk about Silverado. I know I've heard, you were brought to us by, I guess, someone that you had coached before. And so definitely wanted us to talk to you about everything. So, yeah, just give us some insight into Silverado as a school.
Silverado as a school, very, very competitive school. They have good female sports. Their softball program under Teresa Asalaza has been fantastic. She just resigned. They have a new coach. Their baseball program has been picking it up the last couple of years since the Whitakers retired. And I'm new to Silverado. I don't teach there, but I coach there. But I've known Silverado, and I've known Andy Asalaza, our head coach, who's done a tremendous job taking over that program for years. I mean, I met Andy when I first moved here in 1998. So we've known each other for a long time. We have a veteran staff. We have coaches that have been head coaches: Paul Neapoli, Mark Sauvé, myself, Andy, Brian Mohan's on staff. Hamlet McNeese has been an offensive coordinator since like 1995 in this city. So we have a very good veteran staff. Roy Mendez, Isaac Stein, they've been running our youth program, the Junior Skyhawks forever. So we have a lot of really good older coaches at Silverado. And I know competitively, all the sports have done a really good job. I mean, when I first moved here, it was Green Valley and it was Silverado. I mean, you walked into their gyms and all you saw was banner after banner after banner. I mean, it was ridiculous. I came here in 98 and worked at Valley, I guess, right as things had opened up. They had moved Green Valley open. So that took a lot of the Valley kids, the Shap kids, things like that. So I only know it as it is. But I know that Silverado is highly competitive, good basketball team under Coach Feets. He's been there. This will be his second year. But I do know that both male and female, they've had a really good run at Silverado for years.
Okay. Is it hard to – the one thing about this Valley is that they say that you have to be a teacher in order to be a head coach, or at least work, I guess, in CCSD. And I've seen how that can be a plus, but then on some levels it takes away from the guys that have a lot of experience that maybe have played in the league or college and they want to come back, but they don't want to work for CCSD.
Right.
That's different than in other parts of the country. And I think that tends to hurt some of the value that these kids can get here in the Valley. How do you feel about that?
Well, I know, I know that the system is what it is. I've had so many people come when I was the head coach at Desert Oasis and they wanted to coach, but when I told them what they had to go through to get their coaching credentials, it turned off a lot of them. One, it's coming out of their pocket. The district doesn't pay for them to get badged. I understand the district wants their coaches badged. I get it. I understand it. I'm not naive. I see the paper. I see some of the issues that are out there and some of the results, unfortunately, giving coaches a black eye, I guess. So I understand the part about being badged. I understand what you're saying, that there's a ton of people out there that would like to get involved but don't want to go through the process if they don't work for CCSD. So I get it. I don't think they're going to change the system. I know where I'm from, where I grew up. They'll just take a coach. Anybody that wants to coach, they welcome the help. But I do understand the complexity and the paperwork and having people badged and making sure that the people working with our youth, our younger kids, even our high school kids, that they're working with good people. So I get it.
No, it definitely makes sense. What if you could change anything in order to, because the Valley, from what I've seen, I've been here now about a little over 3 years. I feel like the kids here are underrepresented once it gets to the next level, at least on the D1 level. I think that Vegas as a whole tends to be overlooked, but there are some talented athletes here. I think that because it's such a lopsided thing with Gorman being just so dominant that it makes everybody else look like they're not that good, even though that's absolutely not the truth. How do you feel about the representation of the Valley's not even just the Valley, the state of Nevada's high school athletes being recruited to the next level?
I've seen some really good coaches come through here, and I know there's been some talk, that UNLV doesn't recruit the area here as good as they should. I've seen it. I've been a part of it. I know that there's been some previous staffs. I won't name names, but I will say that I felt that they were not doing a good job of recruiting the local talent here. Besides Gorman, I mean, Gorman, they're going to have their kids, they have 12 kids right now, I believe, something like that, 12 D1 kids that are going to go play somewhere. Okay. Just 12. And that's just, that might just be the starters. I mean, their backups can go and play at Division I as well. But I do believe that UNLV under the new leadership has been trying to recruit the local kid here. And I think that that's super important. And I think in years to come, you're going to see more and more of that with the new coaching staff here at UNLV. I know Reno comes here and recruits heavily. I know NAU was just here in our office the other day. We have one of our kids, Jalen McLaughlin. He already is going to go to UNR. That's where he's going next year. So we have a couple kids out on the fringe that may sign somewhere, maybe like a Weber State type of school, something like that. So I do think that we are recruited well. I think part of it also is the academic part. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes, the academic part plays a part in it, whether it be the students' ACT scores or their overall core GPA. You'll see a lot of talent here go to the JC level first. I have a kid currently at Butte, Montana, that was with me at Desert Oasis, Christian Vaughn. He leads that whole junior college deal as a running back at Butte, and he's got Washington and Oregon and Washington State and UNLV and Wyoming and all those schools looking at him. So sometimes it takes that route. I won't say that this area is not, recruited. I don't think it's recruited super heavily. I know, like you said, with Gorman and Bishop and Liberty and Desert Pines and those, bigger schools, Faith Lutheran, a lot of those colleges will kind of come there and kind of skip over some of the other schools. I get that. So, but I will say that this area has talent, and I think kids just need an opportunity. That's all.
What do you guys, so obviously before you guys had the graduating class from last year leave, I think you guys went 24-0, 2 state titles, which is what forced you into moving up into that division. Do you see Silverado ever getting back to that level?
Well, it's hard. It goes in cycles. I was at Valley where we had some really, tough years, and, we'd go 1-8, 2-7, 4-5. And then, next thing you know, we were 9-1, 8-2, 6-3. So it goes in cycles. I believe that the parity plays a big part in that. I think Silverado can get somewhere again. And hopefully that'll happen. But it's always a cycle. It just depends on the year. I mean, we caught a cycle with some kids that were fantastic, came through the youth program together, knew each other, were around each other for a very, very long time. And then came into a system where they excelled. And yeah, it was exceptional. I was glad to be a part of that. I don't know if I'll ever be a part of something like that again. So I embraced that whole situation, knowing that I came, from some lean years, at Valley, and that's, no disrespect to Valley. I loved Valley. I spent 16 years there. If I didn't like it, I would have left a long time ago. Then went to Desert Oasis with one of my coaches at Valley, who brought me with him. And then from there, did a year at Legacy and ended up over at Silverado with Coach O, who's been tremendous. Great coach, been around in the league a long time. And like I said, real good veteran staff. So I think they can get there, but it's going to be a work in progress. Even at the next, even when we drop down, we're still going to have seniors graduate, and it's just a recycling process.
So going back to what you were talking about earlier about education, mm-hmm. I mean, we all know that the Valley, or should we say CCSD, is on the lower end of the United States when it comes to education, not for a lack of teachers trying. What do you think is possibly the problem with whatever's being taught in the classroom not translating to the students and getting things done so that they can go on to their future?
You know, be careful working without a contract here, what I say. I think that it's a situation, you know, I have 3 kids in the district. I have one at Liberty, one at Del Webb, and one at Ellis Elementary. And, you know, it's definitely not from teachers trying. I see it. I see some teachers burned out. You know, I'm in my 25th, going on 26 years here. So I don't think it's a lack of effort, like you said, by the teachers. I think, you know, some of it is, you know, the curriculum. I know COVID did a number on a lot of the kids as far as their learning. You know, I'm old school. I'm the paper and I'd rather be paper and pencil. I know that's probably not, you know, gonna make a lot of people happy to hear that because they like the technology and they like the advancement with Canvas and being online and people working from home and that type of stuff. I get it. But I think there's that disconnect sometimes when you're not out in front teaching, you know, one-on-one to the kid, but you're doing a lot of stuff on the internet. You're doing a lot of stuff through Canvas. A lot of it is independent work. A lot of it is district driven. You know, so I think we have really, really smart kids. We have really, really athletic kids. We have kids that do great things in the arts and the music, you know, in the choir, the orchestra, cheerleading, flag. I mean, it's a melting pot of so many people that there's so many wonderful things that they do well, not just academically or athletically. You know, there's other things that go on, the theater, things like that. So I just think it's kind of changed since I've been here. I got here, like I said, in '98. And I think we were able to kind of get to the kids because we had that one-on-one interaction. You were there talking and socializing and doing things together. Now it's kind of like, you know, here's your assignment, go online, you know, do your thing on the computer and that's it. So I think there's some correlation there, I guess.
Okay. You got any questions?
I mean, you pretty much covered everything, you know. I guess the only thing I would ask you, Coach, is
Sure.
At the beginning of the season, we here on the show, we talked about Activate or Register My Athlete. Did you guys, as a program, struggle getting kids approved to play football this year? And if so, how many were affected at the beginning of the season?
It's funny that you say that. That's been one of the things we've talked about in our coaching office as coaches, that we've never seen the amount of kids not get cleared. So it took forever for a lot of kids. I mean, talking 3-4 weeks. As coaches, we can only do so much, you know, as far as that Register My Athlete, Activate. We can only get kids in as quickly as we can. We can only get and encourage the parents to fill out the paperwork and bring in or send in whatever it is they need to do. I know there was a lot of people that sent stuff in I want to say June and July and still didn't have their child cleared in time for week 0 or first game. So I don't know because we're kind of detached as coaches from the RMA office and, you know, in central office. So I think that's a better question for the people in central office as to why it took so long for them to get people cleared. I don't know. I do know in previous years as a head coach, I know that the athletic office shuts down for a lot of time over the summer. And, you know, there's not a lot of people around because they get their vacation time. You know, they work 9, 10, 11 months and then they get their time. So a lot of times there's nobody in the athletic department for a certain amount of time and things can't get processed, you know, through. So there's a bunch of issues for sure. And, you know, we weren't, you know, naive enough. We saw what was going on. We heard what was going on. We got complaints about what was going on with some people not getting cleared. It cost some teams games in the beginning because they didn't have enough players. So I get it. But I don't know if I have the answer for that you're looking for. I think that's more of a central office question as to why things maybe didn't get processed as quickly as they should have.
Coach, I know we were playing tag to get you on the show, but we
Oh, for
definitely
sure we
appreciate
were.
you coming on and giving us your insight. The answers
Absolutely.
that you could give us. I would ask, well, you're not teaching. I would have asked you about the teacher. We don't want to call it a strike because they can't strike here, which is crazy to me.
Right.
But we won't put you on the hot seat about that. But we definitely want to say thank you for coming on the show, and you're welcome to come back anytime.
Anytime you
Yeah,
want.
we
Yep,
really appreciate you.
I'd love to be back. Since '98, I've enjoyed coaching and teaching here in the Valley for a long time. I've met a lot of youth coaches. I still am good friends with a lot of youth coaches. I started the Junior Diamondback program with Cedric Allen back in the day when I was at Desert Oasis. Great guy, does a lot of good things for young kids here. I would love to come back and talk to you guys anytime you have a topic that you want. Just shoot me an email and say, hey, we'd love to have you on, and I'll be here. I plan on being in the district a few more years till my kids graduate, so I'll be around.
You up on that, so we don't want to hear you didn't get our emails, Coach. You know what I'm saying? We send you them emails. All right.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, thanks for jumping on today. Thanks for giving us the insight on football here in the Valley, and continue to keep putting those kids into college. We definitely appreciate you for that.
And last thing, I really appreciate what you guys are doing, because I think what you're doing is going to help a lot of people. So continue doing what you're doing. I love giving back. You guys are doing the same thing. Appreciate you for all you do.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks. You have a good day. That was fantastic.
Man, hey, there were some really great things that coach was saying, and definitely appreciate that he came on and giving that exposure of, what the athletes are dealing with here in the Valley. But not only that, I mean, coaches and, how people are jumping around, how things kind of, how things work here in the Valley.
And this is what we're looking for. Like there's so much going on, and this thing is so much bigger than you actually know. And we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. But come on the show. Coaches, teachers, we don't care. Admin, come on the show. You know what I'm saying? We don't care if you're in theater, band, it doesn't matter. Come on the show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Put on for your city, your valley, your state. You know what I'm saying? Wherever it is. If you're in the Appalachians, come on. If you're down in Texas, come on. If you're in Nebraska, come on. Doesn't matter. If you're in Africa, come on. You're in Europe, come on. We're here for you to put on and tell us about you and where you come from and everything going on out there with you and with your community when it comes to sports and high school athletes and what you guys are trying to do.
Yeah.
Because it takes, if the information doesn't get out, then people don't know what to do and they don't know what direction to go in. And then we just continue to do the same old things. So we need to fix the education system, of course. We need to fix the registration system, because Activate or Register My Athlete is in a few states and they suck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm more than willing to say they suck.
And it's a paid service.
And it's a paid service that doesn't actually make sense.
No.
I mean, everybody else just has you sign up at the school you go to. So, that is what it is. But, hey, what we got next?
We have our person of the week.
All right, we got person of the week. This interview right here, the big fella wasn't present for. This young man is it stretch training today or?
Yeah, he had stretch training.
Yeah, stretch training today over at UNLV. So they had a big win yesterday, and he couldn't come on at 1:00 today, but he was willing to get with the Candy Man during the week.
Yes,
and our
sir.
producer did a great interview. So here you go.
Arguelles. I am currently a UNLV football player. I spent some time on the rugby team as well. I'm currently studying x-rays, and, I'm just happy to be out here, given a shot to, really talk to people about my story, about my testimony. And, I just hope it can really help somebody out down the line. Just my story.
Awesome. All right. So what year are you coming into in college?
I'm coming in as a sophomore with my eligibility.
All right. So let's talk about when you were coming up in high school. What challenges did you face as an athlete when it came to the recruiting process?
So, coming out of high school, I wasn't really a big time recruit. You know, I didn't really have any offers. I also struggled with school. One of the things that, you know, young athletes should really focus on is, I would say, make sure your schoolwork is, you know, getting there. And a lot of people just think it's all about, you know, being the best athlete you can be, but no, like they want student athletes, people they can rely on. And I wasn't really, you know, getting the proper exposure. I wasn't really getting exposed to big time schools, I would say. I had to really rely on my own process. Like, you know, I had to use Twitter. I had to get myself known, get myself the connections I needed to even have a chance to play for the Division I school. I had to take the JUCO route, you know, and that was hard. That was very hard, but it allowed me to really send out the film, send out my transcripts, get the exposure I needed to even have an opportunity to be at the Division I level. So, you know, I'm just super grateful for that. And it was a rough journey for sure, but, you know, it taught me to persevere. It taught me, you know, to really, you know, just keep going after your goals, no matter how hard it may be.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great story. And I like the fact that you mentioned to the athletes out there that they got to get in there, get their grades, got to, you know, get good grades, study hard, because like you said, coaches are looking not just for athletes, but for student athletes, right? All around good people, right? So that's great that you had to go through that experience, and that now you're at the Division I level, which a lot of people still are struggling to get to. Now transferring over to UNLV, did you use the transfer portal?
Well, I was a JUCO guy. I was somebody who was trying to transfer out, and, you know, I wasn't given an opportunity by the football team to even play at first. I had to actually walk on. You know, I'm just grateful for them to give me a shot in the spring, and then they decided to keep me around, you know. And, you know, we're having a great season. You know, we're 5-1. We're set to make a bowl game for the first time in years. You know, Coach Odom has really changed our program. And, you know, we just work hard every day and we grind. And, you know, it is what it is. Like, you know, it takes a lot to become a winning culture team. So, yeah, we just really trying to change the narrative that UNLV has built over the years. And we're trying to give the city of Las Vegas a winning program.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I definitely have been following you guys and watching. You guys do have a 5-1 season, which is the best record in probably 30 years. Is that right?
Yeah, somewhere around that.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, you guys are definitely doing big things out there. Coach Odom is trying to change the program, change the culture, and that's pretty awesome that you were able to, you know, go from high school to JUCO, you know, given that opportunity as a walk-on to be a part of this UNLV Rebel team. So that's amazing. What do you think is the greatest challenge most athletes face coming out of high school?
I would just say self-doubt. You know, a lot of guys, they don't really know, you know, what they're going to do, you know, if they don't get recruited, all this. And it's like, I try to tell them, you know, try not to think like that, you know. And I would say that if you really want to get yourself recruited, you have to take it upon your own hands, because a lot of the young athletes, they'll trust another, you know, coach or someone else to really put their own future in their hands. I would say, like, no, like, if you really want to go after it, go get it yourself. You know, I was somebody who had to constantly get my name out there for coaches to even, you know who I was. You know, when I was talking about my opportunities to play, at first it started with Division III NAIA, and then I slowly built up to D2, you know, got some more exposure, and then, you know, eventually I was able to go to a Division I program. So the biggest, like, the challenge and advice I'd say is, like, you know, make sure that you're getting yourself your own exposure. You know, use Twitter, use social media to your advantage. That's a really good way to get yourself known by these coaches. Yeah, make sure you're on top of your grades too. I can't stress that enough. You know, I know it's not something a lot of athletes like to hear, but it truly is important. It does make a difference in your recruiting process. And, you know, just don't tell anyone what you can or can't do, you know. Just keep going after what you want. And no matter what happens, you can say that you gave it your all.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. I definitely love that. I appreciate that, man. So quick question. Do you have a pregame ritual that you go through before every game?
Oh, yeah. No, that's actually a really great question. You know, I would say that one of the things I like to do is, you know, play some music, you know, get myself in the mood, you know, read some scripture. You know, I don't know if everyone here is like a believer in God, but I am. I try to read some scripture, you know, get myself in the mood. You know, I already said listening to music, but it's just like, you know, eliminating all distractions from your head. just locking in for the next 60 minutes. You know, that's something I tried to keep on doing since I was in JUCO.
Okay. Do you have like a favorite type of food that you like to eat before a game?
I'm not much of an eater before the game just because I don't want to risk, you know, like throwing up or something like that.
Sure.
I mean, I do like bananas just because like they like prevent cramps, like fruits.
Mhm.
You know, maybe some sweets once in a while, like just a little pack of like fruit gushers, something like that. But you know, I don't really eat big before a game. I eat big after the game.
Okay. What about what's your favorite hype song? What do you think is the ultimate song to get you hyped before a game?
I wouldn't say I have a specific hype song, but I do have like favorite artists. Like, you know, Rod Wave is a big one. I like to listen to a lot of Rod Wave. You know, maybe something like Chief Keef, something to really get me going, you know, get me in that mood, get me ready to go play a game.
Okay. Hey, so what would you tell athletes out there that they really need to focus on when it's time to get to college? Because obviously it's a big transition from high school, right? Being with your parents and now being off to college and doing everything on your own. What kind of advice would you give them to help them get through the struggles of college?
You know, that's a great question. You know, I would just say, you know, constantly just stay focused on the mission. Just because, you know, when you're living by yourself, it's very easy to get sidetracked. You know, as an athlete, you're going to have, you know, multiple distractions. Like an example could be like maybe girls, maybe, you know, just the wrong crowd. I would just say, just stay focused on why you came there. And it was to get a degree and to, you know, play at your best level. And if you have a shot to go pro, you know, maybe even do that. But, you know, I would just say the biggest thing is just really just stay focused. And even with school, like, don't let schoolwork get behind you. Like, try to knock out maybe like 1 or 2 assignments a day. I know it's a pain, but it really does prevent anything like big from like, you know, sneaking up on you. You know, it's all time management, you know, time management and discipline. But I'm not trying to say don't have fun. Like there's some stuff that you can do, but, you know, just be smart, be careful, and stay motivated.
All right. Well, that's pretty awesome, man. Hey, where do you see yourself in like the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, hopefully in 5 to 10 years, you know, that's actually a great question. You know, assuming that I really don't go pro, I kind of just see myself, you know, working like as an X-ray tech or, you know, whatever my degree takes me, you know, really starting to like build a family, you know, because I believe that athletes should have like some sort of like goals outside of sports, you know,
Sure.
just to like, you know, visualize on that. But yeah, I'm just hoping that I'm graduated, you know, I'm, you know, financially stable, like with a house, you know, just with a wife, kids, all that stuff.
Awesome. Hey, well, I thank you a lot, man, for jumping on. Appreciate, you know, the knowledge that you gave to us as well as to the athletes out there watching. You know, you're doing big things, and we just want to, you know, congratulate you on your journey, but then also want to, you know, give you hoping that you have continued success in whatever you want to do here in the future. All right.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Hey, man, that was a great interview.
Yeah. So, hey, so that was Nathan Arguelles. I was talking to this young man, and what's kind of crazy is he's from a Filipino background. You don't really see too many Filipinos that are around 6 foot, 260 pounds. Normally, when I see a Filipino athlete, especially in football, they're probably slot backs or they're wide receivers or something.
Right.
But this dude is in the trenches doing big dog things. And so what we really liked about the interview was that he's so genuine about how he wants to help out these other athletes.
Yeah.
And just to let you guys know what his struggles were. He didn't do very well in school, and he wasn't afraid to admit it. And he got to college, to JUCO, was struggling a bit, but hey, he was just moving himself up, and he started marketing himself the right way, using the platforms that are out there to get, you know, more looks. He didn't go through anybody. He didn't ask anybody. He just did things on his own. And while he was doing that, he was grinding in school. So we like the fact that he's a student athlete.
He's on the Dean's honors list.
He's on the Dean's honors list.
Wait, he's on the Dean's honors
Yeah,
list?
he's on the
it's in his
Dean's
bio.
honors list.
Oh, that
He's
is
a
amazing.
smart kid studying X-ray, wants to do something in that. But a key thing that he said was, He wanted to make sure that he had something else outside of football. So he was setting up for plan B and plan C if plan A didn't go well for him in college and moving up to pro level.
I mean, you know how I do it. Like any athlete that comes to see me for training in whatever sport they do, I always tell them, you don't have to have a plan B, because if you take care of plan A, plan B is built in.
Yeah.
If you're a great student and a great person, plan B is built in right there. You got to have good grades to play sports in high school, college, things like that. So if you have good grades and you're doing what you need to do, then automatically you're going to get that degree. You're going to take care of business. You're going to be on your path to going where you need to go in case you're injured, in case things go wrong. Hell, in case sports just stop being sports and there's no sports anymore,
Yeah.
and you got to go into the real world, it's right there. It's built into the recipe, man. So, and I think that that's something that I definitely like. I'm still amazed for him to get it out the mud. He told you himself. High school, that's not where it was at for him. Education wasn't a thing. And now to hear that he's at a Division I university and on the dean's list, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like the amount of growth that takes, because that's not just growth. That's not just growth as an athlete. That's growth as a human being. And so that like that right there is to be commended for sure. And I just don't think, I mean, I hear a lot of coaches out here talking about you need to have good grades or you need to do this to play. But I've seen coaches have players with Fs and still playing. I've seen coaches have players get caught stealing and then still playing. I've seen coaches have kids talking back to them and still playing. So at the end of the day, these coaches are failing. You know what I'm saying? Those are Fs for them, because you got to tell these kids that there's more to it than just what the time they're going to spend with you.
Yeah.
You know, some of these coaches only care about getting the trophy for themselves, and that's it. And they don't worry about the next thing because they know they got a limited supply of kids coming down the path.
Yeah.
You know, so I just think that's crazy. But that was a great interview, man. You did a good job, bro.
Yeah, I mean, hey, shout out to Nathan for coming on the show. Just for an update for anyone out there, UNLV fans, they did win their sixth game yesterday.
Yep.
Their record is now 6-1. It was their homecoming game. The stadium was lit. It was going crazy, and they won last second field goal against Colorado State University. So the last 3 minutes was epic, you know, going back and forth, lead exchanges. And then, hey, the Rebels took it down, kneeled it on called the timeout on I guess, I can't even remember what yard line it was on, but it was like 3 seconds left to go. Kicked the field goal, and it was a wrap. So,
Hey,
great
I
game.
love it. I know my son was out
Yeah.
there probably digging it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure when he see his grandfather, they're going to have words
Yeah.
because he's a big CSU fan.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey, but big ups to UNLV, man. I know they're going to be doing big things later on.
that should
And,
lock him in for a bowl game.
Oh yeah, it
That-
should.
that really
it
should.
should put them up there. And you know, last week, you know, after winning their 5th game, that was their best record in over 30 years. They got a couple bids for the top 25. I think this week they'll get even more bids for a top 25 seed, and we'll see how it goes. We did talk about earlier with Coach Ovens that, you know, a lot of people don't look in the Valley for talent when it comes to football. I think UNLV is kind of changing that a bit. They do have 3 committed linebackers coming out of Henderson, which is Liberty High School.
Yeah.
They're a 3 linebacker core, all committed over there. So there goes local talent going to a local school. There's a bunch of other kids too, man.
Well,
So,
and that comes from effort. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? The one thing I will say is that the coaches at UNLV have made the decision to make a conscious effort, the new staff recruiting in the Valley, and they've stuck to that.
yeah.
That's not even a question.
So, hey,
Cool.
congratulations to them for winning that last game, and we'll see how it goes.
Oh, wait, here's the swag. That's what they was talking about. You know, we got the Who's Up Next hoodies, T-shirts, all that. So, yeah, Armando, who won, got his shirt the other day. So that you know, we're going to do that. What we got next, producer?
You gotta pay bills.
All right, let's pay the bills. Add Joy Media. Are you looking to take your business's online presence to the next level? You know you want to grow, but you just don't know where to start? We're here to add joy to your online presence. Add Joy Media services include content creating, account management, scheduled posts, post designs, and one-on-one coaching. Use AdJoy Media for all your social media needs.
If it's high school sports, we're talking about it. This is the Who's Up Next podcast. Now, back to your hosts, JR and Rob.
Boom. Welcome back, y'all.
I know, right?
Oh, man. So the big fella over here is going to give us a good announcement to let everybody out there know, the people know the big things that Complete College Prospects is doing.
Yep.
And hey, what's going on, man? Tell us about it.
All right, so look, we told you last week about the games that were coming. We got Complete College Prospect has now added a college day, which is essentially what would be the equivalent to a pro day for collegiate players when they're getting ready to try to show for the NFL. So there will be a college day that's happening. What's the day, dude, that they have now? It was January
27th.
January 27th is the college day. The juniors and seniors only.
Yep.
Colleges will be on deck, whether it's streaming the event or in person to make offers on the spot. So that's big. That's first thing that Complete College Prospect has done. Number two, that Sunday, same weekend, is the last quarter, last chance game,
Yep.
the silver and gold game. That's seniors only. If you feel like you haven't been seen, or you feel like this game isn't for those 5-star, 4-stars that already have the Division I offers. If you got them D2 offers, D3, NAIA, you go into a JUCO and you feel like you just need one more shot. If you go over to CompleteCollegeProspect.com, starting on the 1st of November,
Yep.
and it's first come, first serve, they are hosting a game here in the Valley that is going to be shown to at least 200 different colleges, if not having them in-house, to lock that in, to get you guys signed and get some eyeballs on you. But again, that's only for seniors. That means that you are graduating in, I guess, 24. Yeah,
Yep.
2024. Football, this is for you. Complete
Yep.
College Prospect, last quarter, last chance, silver and gold game. Telling you now, November 1st, you're guaranteed a quarter, period. That one quarter is your chance to change your life, period. So there's only, you added up yourself. I think they figured out it's like 200 players.
Yeah, it's almost 200 players.
You know what I'm saying? So you 4 quarterbacks on each side, 8 total quarterbacks. That's it. Once those are filled up, it's gone. You know what I'm saying? So don't wait. Don't lose the opportunity. CompleteCollegeProspect.com. Last quarter, last chance game. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're there. All of this is happening in January.
Yeah.
Next up.
Oh, wait, hold on real quick,
Hold on.
big fella. So for that game, the week prior to that game,
Yes.
the coaches on each side, we're going to do a live draft
Yes.
where all the players that have been submitted to be, to compete in the gold and silver game or the silver and gold game, those coaches are going to be they're going to obviously going to see who's going to pick number one, but they're going to go back and forth, pick for pick to load their roster up. And they will be the ones to announce the players and what quarters they're going to put them in once the team has been formed.
But you're
So
gonna
they'll do
see
a
it.
draft
But
day.
you're gonna see it. It's gonna be live, and you're gonna see it as it's going through and getting done. And it's gonna be just like the NFL. The first quarter's picked on one day, the second quarter's picked on another day. By the time we get done, all the college coaches will know if they are interested in a player. They'll know exactly what quarter of the game they're playing in, and there you go. So that's big, man. That's real big for you guys. So we definitely want to make sure y'all get that.
1 November.
Yeah.
Sign up day.
Yeah, that's it. That's when signups happen. Once the positions are filled, I'm sure there will be like a small wait list in case people don't come through. But you'll know right away. Because I think it's like 48 hours to fill out all their paperwork, submit everything they need to submit, or they move on to the next person that register for a position.
Yeah.
So that's where we are with that. That's the big Complete College Prospect news for the game and the college day. Now,
Yeah.
the other big news is the launch of Tropaian Magazine. You know what I'm saying?
The picture.
Yeah, go ahead and hit it, producer. So you got Tropaian Magazine is under the banner of Complete College Prospect. That magazine will feature, we didn't leave everybody out, those guys that are at the top of the list. You got to climb that tower in order to get where you're trying to go. Tropium was, the definition of Tropium is Greek towers that were built to represent people that won battles, and essentially it's where trophy comes from. And so you need to climb that tower, be one of the best at your position, one of the best in your division, one of the best in your state, and that's what will be showcased over there in the Tropium magazine. The first edition will be out in December. So make sure you, again, CompleteCollegeProspect.com. That's a big thing going on over there. So now they've got the college day, you know what I'm saying? So that y'all can be seen with your talents and your skills. They've got the last quarter, last chance game. And now you've got Tropium, you know what I'm saying, the magazine for complete college prospects. But yeah, they're not done yet, though. They're not done yet. Next up, it's official. Complete College Prospect now has their own social media company. And so Chatter is the social media company for Complete College Prospect. If you go to we-chatter.com, you can sign up. It's a place for college coaches and players to link up, video, all your social media handles, everything about you, so you can start to link up with these college coaches and they can get direct information about you. You youth athletes, it's better to get in there right now, start it up.
Yeah.
If you want to play in that game, I do know that if you want to get in the game, you got to be a member over at Complete College Prospect. College Day, you don't have to be a member, but if you want to be in that game, you have to be in there for that.
Yeah.
When it comes to the magazine, I know that they're definitely going after the registered Complete College Prospect kids first. So then that's another plus for you. Hey man, take this opportunity to get yourself with Complete College Prospect and get out there and do what you got to do. Not only is it all that, but they're also they have a great ranking system as well, with the 5-star 5C system, where they cover you as an athlete and they cover you on your college readiness, whether it's having your NCAA number, ACT, SATs done, your transcripts, everything that a college coach wants and needs, that's where it is. So again, Complete College Prospect, one-stop shop for taking care of making sure the high school athletes can get to college. And from what I'm hearing, volleyball, don't think they forgot about you. They're going to figure out a way to have a silver and gold game for you guys too. Soccer, same thing. Baseball, same thing. Softball, same thing. So everybody's going to get that opportunity to play in these games and do the things that need to be done to just get you that next thing. If you're a baseball player and you know you're about to be drafted in high school, you're probably not going to play in the game. But this game is for those athletes that feel like if they just have one more shot. Now, if you was on varsity at your school and you never got playing time, this game ain't gonna be for you. Because even with that, you probably aren't gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? You have to get out the mud. You have to go over to a JUCO or try to walk on, earn your stripes, do what you do. Because there will be at least a little bit of film looked at, or at least going over to your coach's roster to make sure that you at least was a contributor on the team. Or that the guy in front of you was just a major superstar and that's why you didn't get on. That's understandable. You definitely be accepted into the game. But that's it, man. That's the big news from Complete College Prospects. Chatter, the new social media company for Complete College Prospect. Again, we-chatter.com. Get in while it's launched. The bowl game, not the bowl game, it's not a bowl game. The silver and gold, last quarter, last chance game. Again, seniors only. Then you got the college day, juniors and seniors only. This is for colleges to give you a chance to get seen and to be able to get offers on the spot. Then the magazine, another chance for you to get your name out there, be seen, and just showcase everything about you. So look, Complete College Prospect. Can't stress it enough. Big things happening over there. I mean, and they have the show as well. So here we go.
Yeah. Hey, just to let y'all know, Complete College Prospects, they say they're the number one media promotion company out there. And this is solidifying it, y'all.
It absolutely does.
Hey, forget all the BS on all these other sites, all these other social media networks that goes through all these different things. Hey, we're cutting it all out, right? Complete College Prospects cutting it out. WeChatter.com. right?
Yep.
Chatter is going to be strictly for sports,
Yep.
right? Coaches, parents can come on there, show off
Yeah,
their kids'
yeah,
sports.
absolutely.
The youth,
Yeah.
recruiters, come on here. Hey, let's forget about all the politics. Let's forget about whatever else is going on. Different trends. We're trying to put out nothing but sports
Yeah.
for all these kids to come out here and
And
get
you need the fans. So
Yeah.
you're right. Parents, you could go over there and get an account. Grandparents, you could go over there and get an account. If you just like athletes that you watched and everything else, you could go over there and get an account.
Yeah.
That way you can track them, because the whole point is to make sure that these kids have an opportunity to go on and play later on and be seen and do the things they need to do. And so we -chatter.com. Chatter is where it's going to be at, man. There's not going to be any OnlyFans women on there. There's not going to be any politics
dudes.
on there. Or dudes, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever. It's strictly for promoting high school sports, NIL deals, college coaches on there, high school coaches on there. Trust me, this is where it's going to be at. It just launched today. Go out there, set your account up, and get in there and get seen.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully everybody out there realizes how big this is going to be. It's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. So the younger you are, the quicker you start, the better your recruitment is going to be as you get older.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, we know King Gerald Digital talks about it all the time, branding and marketing, right? That's one of our companies that helps us out with all of our marketing and branding stuff. They let you know every time we do that commercial, it is very important for your business. And think of yourself as a business. You're taking care of your body. You're doing all the things you need to do to get to college.
Hit them with a link. Hold on. We're going to make our producer hit y'all with a link right now. I don't know why we didn't think about it. Here you go.
So
The link is coming up.
Hey, link is coming. But hey, if you forget, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, we're all over.
Yeah.
I mean, Who's Up Next show, Complete College Prospects. I mean, there's
The only
so
thing
much out
about
there.
those other companies is that when you're on regular social media, you're going to get a plethora of everything. Again, when you're over at Chatter, it's strictly going to be built out. It's strictly for all of the things that deal with sports when it comes to high school athletes.
Yep.
We're hitting you with a link right now.
There we go. WeChatter.com. Hey, what's going on? What's all the chatter about?
You're right.
You'll find out. You'll find out. You want to look for athletes? That's the place to go.
All right, what we got next, producer?
We have our fans going wild.
Yo, fans going wild. Let's get it. Let's see it.
Back. Let's
No,
go.
no, I want to see me. I want to see the video.
Where
Let's
the
go.
fans at?
Okay.
Show me the video.
Okay. All right. So our first video here. Let me set it
All
up
right.
real quick.
We haven't seen the video, so we'll be up here getting a reaction with you guys. So
Alrighty.
where we at?
This is the first. This is actually a football game.
Okay.
Tonight, we will see on the moon!
As the Minions.
Okay. I mean, it was all right. I'm a fan of the Minions, but that was just all right. That was
All right, what we got
that
next?
was
What we
all right.
got
That was all right.
Here's
Let's
another
go. All right.
Hey, they
I'm
must
not
be-
mad at that
They
one.
must be giving away something for free in jail that we just don't know about.
I know, right?
I ain't going to jail. I need a bed.
Okay. I'm not mad at that one. We got another one?
Yeah, this is a.
Okay. I'm still going with number 2. I'm number 2. We got another one?
Yeah, this one is actually
Okay,
a
hold
volleyball.
on. I'm not gonna pick one yet. Right now I'm leaning towards number 2. But apparently we have volleyball now.
All right,
Let's
so
see it.
this is a volleyball one. It's a small crowd, but they really go all out.
Okay,
for
let's
being
see
a
it.
small crowd.
Let's see what they All right, man. I would have gave them credit, but it's just too. It's not enough kids.
Yeah, it wasn't enough kids.
I mean, it's
I like-
volleyball. Y'all got to do better than that.
Hey, the gym could have been packed a little bit more,
Could've
but I
been
like the
packed.
small little student section. You guys got spirit. That was cool.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I mean, I like that last football one where the dudes were wearing the pads and everyone's going crazy.
Oh no, I'm definitely number
Russ.
2. I'm definitely
All right.
number 2. Hey, where everybody that's watching? What y'all think? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Because myself, I'm definitely number 2. I'm definitely number 2.
So you're this way.
Yeah, that's me right there. This me right here. This one right here. Love it. Love
They
it.
went crazy. I mean, I guess I can go for that one too. But yeah, I just like the fact that these dudes are out here crazy and they're dressed up all nuts. And
Yeah, I'm
the
just no.
crowd was
I'm Hey man, look, I'm just telling you, like number 2 was killing it.
everybody
Man.
want to go to jail, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to go.
Hey man,
Yeah.
it was just a good video. Hey, I love seeing support from the student body at these games because I've been to enough games where there's not any. So it's great, man. If you could get out and support your local team and get your school spirit up. I know, I mean, it's been a minute, but I know when I was in high school, there was nothing greater. You know what I'm saying? There was nothing greater than having just that fan base of your peers just out there rocking it and supporting you, and it was just great, man. So yeah, I like it. What we got next?
So we actually have our Hit World. Hit World's back this
Yo,
week.
Hit World is back this week. Y'all know what it is. Definitely did y'all right. Let's go.
You gotta love that Hit World segment, man.
Oh
I
yeah.
love
Hit
it
World's
being
what
hit.
it's about, man.
Oh, the pole vaulter with the stick.
Hey, I knew it, bro.
Not
As
for
soon
me.
as it came through, I was like, the pole vaulter, that's like a nightmare right there. You know what I'm saying? I know at least once in my lifetime I've had a nightmare about that.
Yeah.
For
Not
no
doing that
reason.
one.
Not that I
doing
was
that
ever
one.
gonna get on one.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey man, we're gonna keep it coming. Y'all keep the videos coming. Hit producer, hit them with the address. You know what I'm saying? Keep those videos coming so that we can keep doing what we do. Keep putting up the right, show for you. Right videos put together, things that y'all can enjoy. I love doing it. I know we all love everything that we put together for you guys. So keep those videos coming. I would never have gotten a race where I had to be blind.
Yo, I'm not doing it.
It's a
Not doing
guarantee you're gonna run into something. You know what I'm saying?
not doing it,
What
man.
was the best possible outcome?
Yo,
was that one?
There was no padding on the outside walls. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I get it if you're gonna run in the middle of the field against people. But yeah, I'm not running blind.
But what? Okay, when you get to the finish line, how do you stop?
Yeah,
There's only one result, and that result is pain. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
not
yeah,
doing it.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
doing it.
All right, what we got next, producer?
Tempe.
Let's pay these bills.
Bills. Introducing King Carroll Digital, a marketing company made to bring your creative vision to life. Now, we understand that the business market has grown tremendously throughout the years, with more competitors out there than ever, and that's why branding is a very important part of your business. Studies have shown that 68% of businesses say that brand consistency has increased revenue by 10% or more. So make your brand stand out amongst the crowd. King Carroll Digital is here to guide you through the process from creating logos, custom designs, and video. Work with us today. Help is just a hop away. King Carroll Digital.
If it's high school sports, we're talking about it. This is the Who's Up Next podcast. Now, back to your hosts, JR and Rob.
Oh
Let's
man,
get it. Scores
we're
of the
gonna go
week.
ahead and do the scores of the week. Let's see.
Hey, there's been some big changes,
Yeah,
man.
definitely been some big changes. We are going into the playoffs. So if we look at everything right here, the top 10 pretty much stayed the same, except for number 10, Divine Savior Holy Angels from Wisconsin. They moved up into the top 10. Mater Dei is still top at number 1. Looks like Mater Dei, Maricosta, Hamilton Southeastern, the top 3, they're all in playoff mode right now. So they're waiting for the second round of the playoffs coming up. It seems like every state is kind of a little bit further along when it comes to the playoff run right now. Some are getting close to the finals. Some are just still there at the regionals.
Yeah.
So look for a lot of these schools to, shake up the top 10 next week, or it might stay the same. We're just going to go see who's going to be the national champ. But Texas right now doesn't look like they have anything going on right now. Neither does Nebraska. But California, Georgia, Wisconsin. No, not Wisconsin. Indiana. They're all in playoff mode right now. So, nothing really to stand out right here. Mater Dei, it just looks like they're on their way to another national championship or a national championship. So let's head on over to girls soccer. The top 10 definitely changed up quite a bit.
That's a lot.
Sacred Heart stayed in at number 8. Noblesville stayed in at number 4. And then pretty much everyone else just kind of either moved up or dropped down. Everybody that you see here let's see, who's in playoff mode? We got Baylor, who's in playoff mode right now. They won their game. Bearden, number 2, they're in playoff mode, and they won their game as well. Carmel, they went up against Cathedral, and they lost. All right, and Carmel dropped from number 1 all the way to number 3. And Cathedral, let's see, they moved up to number 9, but they actually dropped their last game now, so they're out of the playoff running in their state right now. Noblesville's still in it. They won their game. Franklin is still in it, winning their game. Houston, out there in Tennessee, they won their game as well. Looks like Lexington Catholic lost by a forfeit. So Madison Central went on, so they're still in the playoffs right now, or they're going to the playoffs. Sacred Heart, obviously, they lost, so their season is completely done.
Yeah.
So is Cathedral, right? They're done as well. And then Pope John Paul, they lost, and they're in the playoff mode as well. So they're out of the state championship finals.
Nice.
Or a state championship run. All right, so let's go on to boys soccer. Definitely had some change up. Number 1 and number 2 stayed the same, but pretty much everyone else just either went up or down. Let's see, number 1, number 2, number 4, number 7, number 8, number 9, and number 10. All of those schools are all in playoff mode right now. There's a couple schools not really in the playoffs, but we're looking to see how everything kind of closes out. There was a couple games last night that haven't been updated, so some of these scores might be a little off. But I mean, we're still looking at a pretty good playoff run when it comes to the states like Indiana. They've got quite a bit of people in the top 10. So look for that to how that shakes up
the top 10 at the end of this playoff run here.
Nice.
All right. So let's move on over to the top 10 for football.
Man, what is with this little bitty baby blue?
Oh, no, it looks like we might
Take
have to
us
shoot that
out
up.
and blow it up so that the
Yeah,
people can
let's
see
blow
it.
that up.
Yeah.
You guys can blow it up on your guys's.
It's all good. So Bishop Gorman moved up to number. St. John Bosco moved all the way up from 9 to number 3 because of that big win over Mater Dei. IMG stays at number 4 and they're still undefeated. Mater Dei actually won their last game, killing Orange Lutheran 55-13. But it looks like they're staying right there at the number 5 spot. So, Mater Dei, they're looking to try to jump back up to that number 4 spot to get into the playoff run, but I don't see that happening with the 4 undefeated teams up there on the top. Duncanville, they're at number 6, which is kind of crazy because they're killing folks out there in Texas, and they're still undefeated as well. North Shore is undefeated. Kahuku had a bye this week, and they're getting ready to go into playoffs. Everybody here pretty much in the top 10 will start playoffs next week.
Yeah.
So they either have a bye or they're going into playoffs, but usually the top 4 will go into a national championship playoff. So let's look to see what how everything shakes up next week, Sunday, when we go over the scores. But man, it's going crazy. Bishop Gorman's been doing their thing. Looks like they'll stay number 1, up until the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see whether or not Bishop Gorman, the national title might not stop them from playing in the state title. It just depends on timing. But at the same time, if it does, then that'll open up the door for a different 5A state champ, maybe Liberty High School. There was a couple crazy things that happened during this year with forfeits and things like that. So who knows how the playoffs are going to shake up? It's a round robin on the 5A division, the 5A proper division. I know at 5A2, another 7 teams. There's been a little bit of shake up in that. But yeah, that's big news, man. Big ups to Bishop Gorman. I know I personally trained a player that went to Bishop Gorman and said that they were going to suck this year because he thought last year was the best team Bishop Gorman had ever fielded. And I'm sorry, but this team seems to be killing everybody.
Man, Bishop Gorman's defense is
It's
a monster
legit,
right
man.
now.
It's legit.
And I think what's crazy about Gorman is that they have depth on that defensive side.
Yeah.
The offense is always deep, but I think the defense is really
Well, that's what's
things up
making the
this year.
difference.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so look, man, again, listen, all you players out there, it's always funny to me, right? Because players have come to me and they'll be like, yo, I want to get trained to do this, this, and this. I never have anybody come in that's like, train me to be a kicker. Kickers still get checks. Kickers still win Super Bowl rings. Kickers still go pro. Kickers still go to college. Then you got everybody want to catch the ball. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, everybody's an eligible receiver on the defensive side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
When you're on the offensive side of the ball, everybody's not an eligible receiver. But on defense, if you could catch it, you could run it. You know what I'm saying? And so the defense is one of those things where you can specialize in taking balls from people. But nobody ever wants to play defense. And so it's like, why not? You know
I don't know, man. It's always my thing when I was growing up to have that highlight, man. Hit someone in the face.
Absolutely.
I was trying to get snot bubbles.
Absolutely.
Or
right?
give snot bubbles. I wasn't trying to have them.
Yeah. Nah, so I'm super proud of Bishop Gorman, man. Hey, all you coaches around the country, all you players around the country, male, female, volleyball, soccer, football, we're proud of y'all for just being out there participating. For all you kids that were able to stay eligible from the beginning of school to right now, keep doing what you're doing. Now, hey, extremely proud of you. From the Who's Up Next show, nothing but love, because that means you're about your business and doing it the right way. For you kids that didn't keep your grades up, do better.
Yeah, for sure. Got to do better, man.
Yeah, there's nothing we can say outside of that. Do better. We're not going to bash you for not keeping your grades up, but what you have to understand is they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
There's a reason it's called a student athlete. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like it's a hidden thing. It's student athlete. It's in the title. So if you're going to be a student athlete, make sure you're doing student things the same way you do athlete things.
Yeah.
But for everybody else, hey man, keep doing it. I'm so excited for the playoffs. everywhere. I'm excited to see how the playoffs shake out nationally. I'm excited to see how the playoffs shake out here in the Valley. And if you give us the information, I'm excited to see how the playoffs shake out for you guys out there in your state too. Shania, that was on the show a couple weeks ago, we told her, hey, win the state title, you could come back. She put us up on Twitter. She won the state title. Her team won the state title. Bam, she coming back to the show. She doesn't know it yet, but she about to find out. Y'all heard it here first. Shania will be featured in the first edition of Tropia Magazine in December. For sure. That's not even a question. This is what we do, man. Yeah. We're here for you. We're here for you, and we're not running up that tab like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I hate to say this, you know, but I got to do it like Suge Knight did it when he went to the BET Awards. You know what I'm saying? Come to Complete College Prospect. If you want to get it done without somebody trying to charge you every month, without them wanting to put their stuff up on everything you do, with them lying about what they do and that they going to get you recruited. You know what I'm saying? Complete College Prospect doesn't promise that they're going to get you recruited. What they promise is they're going to give you every opportunity and put you in every shine. Yeah, you know what I mean? To shine and do what you do. And as long as you do that, you're going to go to school somewhere. That's what Complete College Prospect does.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And they're not breaking the bank. Your parents ain't going to have to decide whether or not to pay bills or pay for this because they feel bad. And you know what I'm saying? And I'm not ashamed to say some of these companies out here make your parents feel bad because it's, dude, don't you want to help your kid? So then you end up paying some crazy fee to go do something. Hey, Complete College Prospect ain't like that.
Yeah, you're going to pay more for 3 people at McDonald's than you will trying to come over here to Complete College Prospects. Yep. I'm just being honest.
No, it's fact.
So, you know, if you want the best media promotion company out there to help you to get your looks out there, to get you recruited, Complete College Prospects is the way to do that. The games are coming up. The showcase is coming up, the college day, right?
Yeah.
We got the magazine featuring athletes. Now there's a social media network strictly for sports that Complete College Prospects is doing. So are they doing all the things they need to do to help student athletes get, you know, looked at? I believe so.
That's why, I know this is the first time on the show where we really went in about CCP, but we had to because if you know somebody that's doing the same thing, CBS on 24/7 Sports, but if you go on over there to 24/7 Sports, I'm telling you right now what you're gonna do. If you could get in touch with somebody that's gonna rate you at 24/7, you let me know. I'm not trying to bash them. It is what it is. If you know somebody at Rivals, if you could contact somebody to get you rated, you let me know. What I know is if you contact Complete College Prospect, they go in every Saturday, and that's when the day that they do their ratings, and they update it as you update your performance. So there you go, hands down, always able to get a hold of somebody. What? CBS on 24/7, but I'll wait. They still use Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Complete College Prospect has their own social media company. Bam! So you get that service is there immediately. Then what? You got to go to all these other companies to get a game that you might be able to showcase your talent in, not know how much time you're going to get or if you're going to play at all. Complete College Prospect is holding their last quarter, last chance game for seniors only to guarantee that those kids get an opportunity to be seen by over 200 colleges in order to get an opportunity to go to school. You know what I'm saying? And then you follow it up with what? The only magazine I know of that you could get in if you want to be if you're a high school or youth athlete, and that you could get in and be showcased in is Sports Illustrated. And I'll wait while you figure out how many high school and youth athletes ever get in there. You know what I'm saying? But now Complete College Prospects has offered Tropia Magazine. So now they have their own magazine as well to showcase nothing but high school and youth athletes. Yeah. So what are we talking about? Like, it was a no-brainer that we had to make sure today's show informed you to get out there, get signed up at CompleteCollegeProspect.com and do what you got to do. The show love it. We love it. It's what it is. It's just not a question, man. I don't want to see, without fail, I know on my son's team, I'm going to show up at this game, and if they lose, I'm going to watch a whole bunch of kids cry because they know it's the last game they'll ever play. At least they think they will for those seniors. But if they got something there on November 1st, they're going to be over there ready for the game the last quarter, last chance silver and gold game with Complete College Prospect in hopes of getting that last quarter so they can take care of their last chance and hopefully turn it into a future.
Yeah,
And that's where it is, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it is. So, hey, we really appreciate that was it, right?
Mhm.
We appreciate everybody tuning into the show. I know next week is our Halloween show. So, the studio going to look different. We have the volleyball coach from Liberty High School coming in. She's an entrepreneur, first-time coach. And they're doing big things over there. So we definitely want to get her in here. So she'll be on next Sunday. I know a couple weeks from now, we got Willie Morris, BMX. He'll be on the show. We're going to get Shania back on soon. Who else we got next week? We got anybody?
I think it's just that one coach.
I think that's about it.
But we have some fun things planned for Halloween.
We have some fun things planned for the show for Halloween. Make up a couple little snacks, maybe a couple drinks. You know what I'm saying? Some cool stuff. We'll make sure to keep y'all involved. Hey, Who's Up Next show everywhere, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Chatter. You know what I'm saying?
Here we go.
So everywhere, Who's Up Next show. Hit us up if you want to get on the show. Hit us up if you got something you want to say. Hit us up if you know a coach or anybody else that want to get on. We're here for you, man. And matter of fact, hit us up if you might want to come on a Halloween show. If we ain't got nothing but a couple things to do and a couple people to talk to, hey, maybe we'll hit one of our listeners and let them come on the show and just enjoy some of the stuff we're doing for the Halloween show. There you go. Hit it. Hey, it's already there. There you go. Everywhere right there. Contact us everywhere.
Hey, just want to give you guys a quick update though. I know we definitely talked about trying to get into the haunted house and filming that. I mean, we are having some copyright issues type of thing. So we're not sure if that's going to happen. If it does happen, what a great surprise it'll be next week.
Yep.
If we can get it done. We're still trying to work on it. And hopefully we get it done. So
Yeah. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all. And get with us next week, Sunday, 1:00.
yes, sir.
Thanks for tuning in to Who's Up Next with hosts JR and Rob. Live episodes every Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific Time. Follow us everywhere at Complete College Prospects. Don't forget to message us with anything high school sports that you think we should showcase.